Among all the stories in the Quran, one is described by Allah Himself as the most beautiful of stories. It is the story of Prophet Yusuf, peace be upon him, a story of dreams, betrayal, patience, morality, resilience, and ultimate triumph. His journey takes him from being a beloved child to being thrown into a dark well by his own brothers, to being sold into slavery, to facing temptation and imprisonment, and finally, to rising in honor as a leader and treasurer of Egypt. In this video, we will walk through the incredible story of Prophet Yusuf, peace be upon him, from the well to the throne, and explore the timeless lessons that the Quran wants us to learn. The story begins with a dream. As a young boy, Prophet Yusuf, peace be upon him, came to his father, Prophet Yaqub, peace be upon him, and said, "O my father, indeed I have seen in a dream 11 stars and the sun and the moon. I saw them prostrating to me." Quran 12:4. Prophet Yaqub, peace be upon him, immediately recognized that this was not an ordinary dream. It was a vision from God, a prophecy that Yusuf would one day be elevated. He lovingly advised his son not to share the dream with his brothers, for he knew jealousy could drive people to harm. This first scene sets the stage. Dreams in the story of Prophet Yusuf, peace be upon him, are not random. They are signs, foreshadowing the journey from hardship to glory. Prophet Yusuf, peace be upon him, was the most beloved of Prophet Yaqub, peace be upon him, and his brothers felt jealousy burning inside them. They plotted together, saying, "Kill Yusuf or cast him out to some land. Then your father's attention will be only yours." Quran 12:9. But instead of killing him, they threw him into the bottom of a well. They returned to their father weeping with false tears, showing him Yusuf's shirt stained with false blood, claiming that a wolf had devoured him. Prophet Yaqub, peace be upon him, though overwhelmed with grief, recognized their deception. He said, "Rather, your souls have enticed you to something, so patience is most fitting, and Allah is the one sought for help against what you describe." Quran 12:18. Meanwhile, a caravan passed by and a water drawer pulled Yusuf out of the well. They sold him as a slave in Egypt for a cheap price, not knowing the destiny Allah had planned for him. Yusuf was purchased in Egypt by a man of influence, often described as the Aziz, the governor. He told his wife to treat Yusuf well, perhaps he could benefit them or even be adopted as a son. It was here that Yusuf grew into a man of beauty, wisdom, and righteousness. But his beauty attracted the attention of the governor's wife. She tried to seduce him, closing the doors and saying, "Come to me." But Yusuf refused, saying, "I seek refuge in Allah. Indeed, my master has been good to me. Surely the wrongdoers will not succeed." Quran 12:23. He ran to the door and she tore his shirt from behind. They encountered her husband, and to cover her guilt, she accused Yusuf. But a witness testified to his innocence. Still, rumors spread in the city about the wife of the governor attempting to seduce her servant. Later, she invited the women of the city to see him. When they saw Yusuf, they were so struck by his beauty that they cut their hands without realizing it, exclaiming that this was no human, but an angel noble. Yet Yusuf remained steadfast, choosing prison over succumbing to sin. He prayed, "My Lord, prison is more beloved to me than that to which they invite me, and if you do not turn away their plot from me, I might incline toward them and be of the ignorant." Quran 12:33. This moment shows the incredible moral strength of Prophet Yusuf, peace be upon him, choosing dignity and purity over desire and comfort. In prison, Yusuf continued to show his wisdom and character. 2 fellow prisoners came to him with dreams. One saw himself pressing wine, and the other saw himself carrying bread on his head with birds eating from it. Yusuf interpreted their dreams by the permission of Allah. He told one he would serve wine for the king, and the other that he would be executed. He reminded them that dream interpretation was a gift from God, and he invited them to worship the one true God, not the false deities of Egypt. His words were clear. "O my two companions of prison, are separate lords better, or Allah, the one, the prevailing?" Quran 12:39. And everything happened just as he said. One of the men was released and served the king, while the other was executed. Years passed until the king of Egypt himself saw a dream that no one could interpret. He saw 7 fat cows eaten by 7 lean cows, and 7 green ears of grain and others dry. Finally, the released prisoner remembered Yusuf and told the king about him. Yusuf interpreted the dream. There would be 7 years of abundance, followed by 7 years of famine. He advised storing grain during the good years to prepare for the hardship. The king was so impressed that he summoned Yusuf. But Yusuf refused to leave prison until his innocence was proven. The women, including the governor's wife, confessed the truth, that Yusuf had been blameless. Now Yusuf was cleared of all accusations, and the king appointed him as treasurer, giving him authority over the storehouses of the land. The boy, once thrown into a well, sold as a slave and imprisoned unjustly, now stood as one of the most powerful men in Egypt. When the famine struck, people came from distant lands to seek food. Among them were his own brothers. They did not recognize him, but he recognized them. He tested them, demanding they bring their youngest brother, Binyamin. Later, he placed the king's cup in Binyamin's sack as part of a divine plan, keeping him in Egypt. His brothers were desperate, recalling their past mistakes. Finally, Yusuf revealed himself. "I am Yusuf, and this is my brother. Allah has certainly favored us. Indeed, whoever fears Allah and is patient, then indeed, Allah does not allow to be lost the reward of those who do good." Quran 12:90. The reunion was emotional. His brothers admitted their wrongdoing, and Yusuf forgave them generously. He sent his shirt back to his father, Prophet Yaqub, peace be upon him, whose eyesight was restored by the will of Allah. When the whole family reunited in Egypt, the dream of Yusuf was fulfilled. His parents and brothers bowed in respect before him, just as he had seen in his vision as a child. The story of Prophet Yusuf, peace be upon him, is not only about a journey from the well to the throne. It is about faith in every circumstance. 1. Patience in hardship. From betrayal to imprisonment, Yusuf never lost faith. 2. Purity in temptation. He chose prison over sin, teaching us the value of integrity. 3. Trust in God's plan. Every trial led him closer to his destiny. 4. Forgiveness. He forgave his brothers, even when he had power over them. 5. Hope. His father, Prophet Yaqub, peace be upon him, never gave up hope in Allah's mercy, even when all seemed lost. These lessons are timeless reminders for us today. Prophet Yusuf, peace be upon him, lived a life full of trials, yet his story ends in triumph. From being thrown into a well by his brothers to rising as a leader of Egypt, his journey is a testimony to God's wisdom and mercy. The Quran calls it the most beautiful of stories, because it is filled with hope, patience, resilience, and the assurance that God's plan is always greater than our pain. So the question for us is, when life throws us into a well, will we despair, or will we trust in God's plan to raise us to our own throne of success? May we learn from the patience of Prophet Yusuf, peace be upon him, the trust of Prophet Yaqub, peace be upon him, and the mercy of Allah that guided them both.